What is up, y'all? It's another Angry Nation podcast. Live this time. And we actually have everybody here. And by everybody, I mean, we even have Pete tonight, too. Like, we got Pete. Emery finally came to work for a change. T's real reliable. He's always here. And Sue, he's pretty reliable, too. He's actually more reliable than Emery. And, you know, I'm just saying.
I take it personally, but that's okay.
Good. I meant for it to be. How the hell y'all doing? I'm fucking miserable. So how you guys doing?
We're doing good. Thanks for having us. We're glad you're upright, at least temporarily anyway, but thanks for having us on tonight. This is awesome.
Hell yeah. We get to I'll have to sue. That name threw me off.
I've got somebody else in that car with him. That's that whole soliciting in the parking lot thing.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Someone else is holding that camera.
Someone else is holding that camera.
I've seen a lot of videos that started with that same setup right there.
That POV, that POV.
Exactly.
Nothing good happens after this.
Nothing.
Holy shit.
Luckily for Sue, the chance of two serial killers being at the same place at the same time are low.
In the same car.
In the same car.
Yeah, in the same car.
In the same car.
Holy shit. Well, T, give us a recap, man, on Mountain Readiness. Let's give everybody a good old recap here, how things went.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was how do you even start? We had a phenomenal the weather sucked. Friday was awesome. Great weather. Saturday and Sunday, the weather sucked, but somehow everybody still had a great time.
Yeah.
Classes went great. We did, and if the wet weather wasn't bad enough, then we waterboarded multiple people on a live stream. Threw that on there, not mention any names or anything. Yeah, that direct. There we go. But yeah, where else can you process a chicken? Yeah, process chickens, process a hog, waterboard people. It was phenomenal. I'm calling it a success.
Hold on,
I think it was about 700. We had 750 people.
Nice,
guys.
Wow.
Hold on. Disclaimer: you can't waterboard people. Everything else is accurate. You being the people coming, it's not an event.
Right. Yeah. No. You can't pay. You can't pay for that. You can't. You gotta.
Well,
spontaneous.
Now wait. I'm saying that we can't pay for that. I actually could set up an event if we had the right funding, the right sponsoring. We could make that an event.
I can't see any liability in that.
It's not politically correct. If we use sweet tea, then it's not waterboarding, is it?
No,
Right.
that's southern boarding.
What do you actually call that? Southern boarding? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I don't know. Promise me a good time. Pour sweet tea in my face. I dare you.
Yeah. Sick. But no, it was great. Great time. I think everybody had a great time. And looking forward to the next events to come. Of course, a couple of those coming up.
Absolutely. Hey, we have a little recap video, Russ. Spool that thing up. Let's do our little recap video from Mountain Readiness.
I spent my first 15 years trying to get out of the woods because I thought it was horrible. And I spent the next 20 years trying to get back. The truth of the matter is we need to be well-rounded individuals like our forefathers were.
What a kind of familiar faces in there.
Yeah, I
Professional production right there. Good job, T.
Oh yeah,
man. No, I didn't do that. I paid somebody to do that, man. I suck at production stuff, man. Have you ever watched my TikTok? Check it out.
You ever watch my TikTok?
I don't do TikTok or OnlyFans. I don't do those.
It's rough.
No, Pete, you don't browse OnlyFans, but you do have a page, and we know this.
I do, but it's just showing my feet. So
That's so last week.
I know, right?
Yeah, look at the time. Look at the time.
But my toes are the biggest part of my body, I think. So,
Okay, touche. Gotta give him that.
You gotta give him that. So, well, that was awesome. I'm glad to hear that many people attended and stuff. And for those of you who didn't come, you see what you missed. Even though the weather sucked, we had a great
awesomeness.
Yeah, and
Awesomeness.
just the contact and the camaraderie between the vendors and the people that attended, it was amazing. Just contacts I made alone. I got to see tactical riflemen in their element, going out to watch them instruct a bunch of students. Not to mention, we have something a little bit later, Chris, hopefully some Troy's Gate stuff, which is and it brought me to another level of training without a doubt. So yeah, absolutely, it's something you do not want to miss. And we got a Fallout event coming up in October, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, I'm sure, too, T. So it's a good time, guys. Don't miss it next year.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're definitely want to do something with Troy's Gate. That needs to happen because I think more people need to be exposed to that kind of training.
Well, and we'll talk about, Russ has a video. Hopefully we can get it in today. We're actually... with my training company, we're going to do immediately after Fallout, a basic pistol class and go right in to a Troy's Gate experience. So hopefully we'll look at that here in a little bit. And it's an intense, and here's the deal. Sue introduced me to this, and T, of course, drugged me by my ear to make me go. But if you own a firearm, this is an experience you have to go to. You have to. Yeah. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to see what you're made of and where your deficiencies are. But long and short of it, there's no right or wrong in these scenarios. There's just, what did you see? Why did you react in this particular manner? And it's just a great time. And I learned a lot from it. It was awesome.
And that's the thing. And the third thing is, what can you learn from that event, right?
Exactly.
100%. Yep.
You're going to learn. It's intense, learning your mistakes. Like you said, learning, the and just the act of pointing a hot gun at a real person and pulling the trigger on it. That's a hurdle a lot of people got to overcome,
Yeah.
This thing is ironing those deficiencies out, right? That's what it's all about. Go on the flat range, just like Fallout. Pete's going to do his thing. Then you're going to go to Troy's Gate. You're going to learn how to properly use that firearm, and then you're going to go put it to the true test and iron those deficiencies out before it is a critical situation. God forbid that it happens.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
And it's crazy too how many people are looking for this training because I had to go to the ER yesterday because of this nerve in my back. Just got to where I couldn't take it no more. But while I'm in there talking with one of the nurses, ended up she asked for my number and stuff because she wants pistol training. And she's like, yeah, she goes, I have one, but I'm not sure. I'm like, well, here, so if you want, you come out. We do private classes right in my backyard. Nobody else will be there but you, me, and my wife. And, she'll help train. And the lady was like, absolutely. And I think if we can get facilities like Troy's Gate open to the public in a broader way, I think it would be a huge benefit to people. Like Pete said, the standard should be you go take your concealed carry class, and once you pass that, you should have to be moved into a Troy's Gate, like a scenario like that, and run a couple things in there before they allow you to carry your gun. In my opinion,
no, and it's really not even an opinion. I mean, this is going through this, and I've been an instructor for 20 years, but going through this was just something that it just brought you, Chris, to that next level, and you were there with me. And the fact of the matter is, you really don't know how you're gonna react until you get put in a situation like that. I can tell you, I went from the calm, mellow, innocent guy to I was switched on doing the first scenario, and it was intense. It was, I don't want to show the videos with all the colorful language I was spewing out to all the actors, but something switched on in me, man, and I was all business, I think.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Randy. We need to talk to Randy and get Emery over there as one of the actors. You imagine Angery running out screaming in Hebrew. I mean, that would be phenomenal. I got to see that.
Rosin would be a good one too because he always makes a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
He makes a real good bad guy.
A good bad guy.
Rosin, Chris, you know that firsthand because
yes, I do.
we messed with Chris a little bit, and I was going to mention, not specifically about that, but I was going to mention that, look, I think a lot of people don't know that recently in the gun world, this 2023, last year, the ATF had made another little rule that nobody heard about, where you can't get UTM for civilian training.
Or
UTM, I think
Sims, yeah.
Or Sim. Well, yeah, I say UTM interchangeably, but thank you, Sue. You're right. So these like real munitions, right? These training, realistic, I should say, munitions. They are such an important thing. But now that ATF has done that, I think there's a even bigger opening for something like Troy's Gate to be that much more substantial, and it really is excellent training.
It's fantastic training.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they've added the ambush trail, which I'm super hyped about, where you can actually out in the woods, you can go up the trail through the woods, and then there's an ambush waiting on you with the same type of technology. Cool. I mean, talk about game changer,
Oh, yeah.
Do no light, running through the woods like that. Wow. Awesome.
And he's got the sniper sim too. Sue, have you ever done?
Yeah.
Have you done the sniper sim already?
Yes. Have I done the sniper scenario? Yes.
Yeah. You did? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool the way that operates, isn't it?
I did that one over 10 years ago, and like I tell everybody about Troy's Gate, I've known Randy and Troy's Gate for over 10 years. Of course, I tried to get it in the military and some of the federal law enforcement. It's almost there in a couple places, but I did the sniper scenario, and driving back that night, I did several scenarios, but the sniper scenario specifically, because I'd already lived that several dozen times in my past. When I was driving home that night from Lenoir, North Carolina, back to Fort Bragg, my body, the adrenaline let down, my body started shaking, and I started calling people and say, I feel like I've killed somebody today. I mean, it was unbelievable.
What that answer this question real quick for Jeremy. No, I'm not saying it should be mandated. I'm saying everybody should run through these scenarios for your own good. I absolutely think that everybody should do this because, too many people buy a gun and think that as soon as they got that gun, now they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and that they're going to solve every problem with that gun. And that's just not how things work. And I think people should take training like that because there is de-escalation involved. There is shoot, no shoots in there. And so you need to figure all that stuff out. It's incumbent on you. You're carrying a gun, I mean, you should know what you're doing.
The Second Amendment it gives you the right to keep and bear arms, but with that comes responsibility as well. Look, guys, we're not saying government overreach here, but what I am saying is that when you pick that pistol up or that rifle, whatever it is that you're carrying around, in a concealed carry, it would be a pistol. You made the responsible choice to know how to handle that firearm and to make sure that you don't pop an innocent person, as tactical riflemen stresses so much through their classes. No grandmas, which means you just went off target, hit outside the target. You just killed grandma. You just killed a poor innocent because you didn't put the training in that come with the responsibility of owning that firearm.
Well, and it's funny because what I tell all of my students is that you have an obligation to perform at a higher standard than the thug on the street. He doesn't care if he shoots grandma, right? He's a thug on the street. You have an obligation as a concealed weapons holder per your Second Amendment to perform at a higher standard than anybody else out there. And you need to strive for that in anything you do, actually. So this training will certainly help you in that.
Yes, it will.
By the way, can I circle back to what Chris, that comment for Chris? Let me say, right, because this is what I do for a living, obviously. It should be mandated. However, it should be mandated by each person to themselves, right? And I think that's kind of what Chris is saying. It should be an absolute requirement. The only reason we're not okay with saying it should be an absolute requirement is because we don't trust the governing bodies to do it in a responsible way.
Correct.
Right? So we want to be able to maintain our freedoms. The whole point of the Constitution But yes, it absolutely should be mandated. It's just not the government or some corruptible body that should be running that mandate. That's why it's not mandated. That's exactly the reason, right?
And I agree with that, Emery. I think, and that's what I was trying to do from the military standpoint. I thought that every soldier being deployed should go through 3 or 4 scenarios. And like Pete said, it's not a pass-fail thing. It's just to show you how everybody's scared to death when you get in a situation like that. All Troy's Gate really does is teaches you how to think and control your emotions while you're scared to death. That's the definition of courage, really, And I think every soldier going down range, or every police officer when they get out of the academy, should go through several of these scenarios, just so they know how to control their emotions in a scary and questionable situation. You really gotta maintain control of your emotions, so you don't end up in a fetal position, or God forbid, hurting somebody else.
100%.
Friend Byron there. Amen.
Yeah.
Byron. Amen.
Byron,
we're gonna be talking with Byron soon. I got to talk to you about drone stuff or something I'm working on, and I think you'll be able to help me out on that. But
Grown man.
Hey,
for sure.
Yeah, that's
For
it.
shizzle.
You know it. So he says someone's interested in the trail ambush training. So
yeah, that's Brian. That's Brian with Survival Gear BSO.
Yeah,
Mr. Brian, good dude right there.
And so we're going to be doing some stuff with Troy's Gate, guys. I'll be back up there in a couple of weeks. I gotta get that planned out here pretty quick, because we're gonna run up there and meet with Randy again and stuff. And I gotta pick some equipment up and bring back. So we'll be up that way here in the next couple of weeks, y'all. So when are you going back to do your things, Pete? Because I'm behind on everything because I ain't been able to do shit lately. But
no, well, we do have a promo, but we are going to go back up there directly after Fallout, the 2 days following Fallout. So we'll do the basic pistol class right there on Troy's Gate site. And then immediately following that, the next day, we're going to do a full day of Troy's Gate experience. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And for the price point for 2 days of training, it's incredible. So it's well worth it.
Let's roll that promo, Russ. Let's pull that up and let everybody look at it. This will be after Mountain Readiness. That's a badass.
So,
no problem.
You know what, Pete? With your blessing, sometime let's use stuff like that. That made me super happy because, with my eyes,
you saw some technique there.
I saw everything I needed to see. First of all, that was good. It was really like, for people who don't understand what it feels like to be there and to be in that situation, in that scenario, or in real life. They don't necessarily know exactly the little things to look for that go out the window in your technique, and not your technique, like everybody's technique.
Oh, I've got one where I catch it and I watch the video repeatedly. I'm drawing from concealment when I went in, and on one draw, my grip was fucked up when I cleared my clothes, and I know it's messed up, and so I popped my hand out, so I popped my hand out to seat the gun, and that's when I realized there's a shotgun sweeping my direction.
Right.
And
Well,
navigate.
in that video, I didn't want to give away the scenario, but that was the scenario that about make you poop your damn pants, right?
That's
And I
an
don't.
ambush scenario. You don't
Yeah.
live through that one. You don't. Yeah.
But the whole thing, and the reason I like that video is because I don't remember reaching and drawing my firearm. All I remember is starting to shoot in the direction of my threat and zippering the guy up where I saw movement. So I don't remember at all seeing pulling out my firearm.
Listen, that's an excellent thing. And I'd like to review that over and over with your blessing and yours too, Chris, because
Yeah,
we can learn so much. What I wanted to say before about your technique there, and I'm not referring specifically to the Israeli factors, but you look at that draw, you look at how that gun comes up. It comes up in a correct line. It comes up with minimal effort, even when you're stressed, right? And these are things we stress over and over and over in classes and force you to do it when you're not really sure why you're doing the things you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you see things like that, yeah, there were some imperfections, but if you look at the overall performance that you did there, that's very good shooting. I can tell you from that angle for sure that was very good shooting and reasonably accurate as well.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. It was that was a very stressful scenario, and there's something that happens during that scenario that will either make you fall down and cry or do what I was able to do, and without giving away the scenario, because I definitely want my students to go through that exact scenario.
They need to go through that exact one, and because it's the same thing. I responded the same way you did, Pete.
Yeah, it was.
We're both dead, but we responded almost identical responses to it.
But you got to stay in the fight, right? And that's how the student that tactical rifleman had from Connecticut. She had some problems, but boy, did she stay in the fight! Boy, did she stay in the fight! So it was good, and she had never handled a firearm before in her life before taking the tactical rifleman course. So it was impressive to see that from her for sure.
Yeah, she was awesome. She was awesome. Hey, Pete, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
The time frame's a little messed up for me coming up soon, but may I please attend one of your classes or a couple even? Would you be cool with that?
Absolutely. Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
love to do that.
Or, and I learned a lot just watching you work, but I also want to see some of your techniques. I've watched you on YouTube and stuff like that, just to kind of compare the kind of stuff you teach to how I was taught. So absolutely. I would love that.
I want to be on that range when that happens. I want to be there for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time, and look, just the adrenaline rush, like Sue was saying, forget it. I was amped up. I was supposed to do a podcast that night after that, and Russ says, "No, there's no way you can do it right now. You were jacked up, man." I say, all right,
when you come,
you're right.
When you come out of those, as soon as you come out of the scenario, they do a little debrief. What'd you see? What'd you hear? What'd you do? And when I was standing there, I was like, "Oh shit, I've actually got the shakes now." But I very clearly remember during the moment, 0 shakes, because the first scenario I did, the first dude I shot, he had a shotgun and he was just holding it down to his side. And so I've got my dot on his tee box and he's walking back and forth and I'm just following him. And later he told me, he goes, I knew you were watching me, waiting for that shotgun to move. And the dot never really wavered. And then the other guy hands him the baby. So now he's got the baby and the shotgun. And it was then I decided I'm going to shoot this guy because he's going to try to use the baby as a shield, thinking I'm not going to. So I had a perfect opportunity. And I took the shot, and I actually saw the round hit the mirror, and I hit him like right here. So I was like, well, perfect. Now, after the debrief, my hands still shaky. Shit, I was like, holy shit, yeah, wow. Didn't feel it there, but really feel it now. And it was interesting. I haven't felt that kind of adrenaline dump in a very long time.
Yeah.
I like that feeling.
Yeah, and I've been stacked up on a door as a medic, so I've never had to actually take a shot at somebody. But that I could imagine that was as close as you could possibly get to going through a situation like that. I can't explain it. You have to live through it. And like I said, that class after Fallout for that price point that we're doing that class for 2 days, you'd be a knucklehead not to join that class.
Definitely.
Pete, you hit the nail on the head. It's not really marksmanship training, and it's not really scenario training because, like Emery said, you got your UTM and SIMs. You can't even use those on a civilian market anymore. So even if you went to a BB gun war, you go into BB gun war or Sims training or blank fire, you already know that nobody's going to get hurt. That's already in your mind. But when you go into a room and you're the one that loaded your pistol with live ammunition or your rifle with live ammunition, that's already sitting in your mind. And you're seeing a reflection. Your mind's not seeing that reflection. You think you're dealing with real people. So it's more of a physiological psychology effect. And it's messing with your head. It really is, as being as close to reality without actually rounds coming at you or sending rounds towards somebody else. That's close.
And you're right, Sue. You're right, Sue. And those actors that are involved with Troy's Gate, they really know how to tweak the scenario. They will get under your skin. They will bring you either to hero or failure, and they're great at it. So man, it's an experience. I can't say anything about
y'all, though, is, man, you go out there, you better be ready to have some thick skin, because if you are not willing to react, these guys are professionals. They've been in more gunfights than anybody else in the entire world. For the past 12 years, they've been doing this day in, day out. I've heard them say some pretty gnarly, messed up stuff to get you mad. Well,
I did.
So just expect you will, whether you would not like it or not, you will react one way or the other.
Oh, you will. I had Zach, one of the actors there, who's a great dude. He told me after one scenario, he's like, I wanted to shoot you in the face so damn bad for saying that to me. he was so fucking mad.
Yep.
Well, I've seen.
I love shooting Zach.
Oh, I love shooting Zach.
I've seen dozens and dozens of either films or people actually do these scenarios, dozens of them. And I think one of the best ones, we've got to take Mel, Chris's wife, and put her on there, because when Zach calls her name and everything, she just gets that look on her face and she winks at every victim right before she shoots them. It's hilarious.
Do you have any of that video, Chris?
I don't have it where I can play it on here right now because it's on the computer.
That one was great. That was awesome, because the dude calls her a bitch, and she's like,
a stupid bitch.
Yeah, and she said, "Excuse me."
When he says it, she's like I'm telling.
Excuse me. I know you didn't.
Then she sprayed him like a roach.
Yeah, then she unloaded a man. Yeah.
But awesome. You watch her do it, and it looks like she's winking at her victim, but she's actually going one eye on her RMR there. But it looks like she's like, okay, I'm going to wink at you, and you're going to hell. And then you see it.
I will wink at you first. Thank you, Mel.
Every video of Mel, she's there with that gun, and you'll see her. She'll go, and it's done. As soon as that.
Yeah.
Not the wink eye.
It was so good.
Smile and wait for the flash. Wait for the flash. Boom.
She did a very good job. I was surprised.
So now we got to get Mel to go
did you
with a mini me.
No,
yes. Another one.
What's that, T?
I said, did you realize in that video that you actually close one eye there at the end? Did you see that?
I did, and I looked at that a lot.
You did that?
Not when I was doing it, obviously, but I looked at it, and what I was doing there was I was going to T-box that last actor, and I just wanted to make sure that front sight where I wanted it. But yeah, I noticed I closed my non-dominant eye and then opened it back up. I did pick that up.
Nice.
There's worse things.
Great time.
Yeah, it really was.
I mean, as long as you can. I mean, it needs to go into that little spot. So if that's what it takes, do what you got to do.
And and in one of the scenarios, the guy, the second actor, not Zach, the other guy, I forget his name. He was just calling me a murderer over and over and over again. Yeah, I think it might have been.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to shut him up, so I just shot him. And at one point, I was like, hey, "Just stop calling me a murderer. Now you're dead." I don't know what to tell you.
You made me a murderer.
Shot an innocent man.
That is what they call a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I gave him, honestly, though, I gave him 2 seconds. I said, you have 2 seconds to put the gun down. And when 2 seconds was up, he got it. That was
he did not give him a fraction of a second more.
We saw, Pete, we were there. We saw it. You were making sure there were no witnesses.
I only wanted one side of the story to be told, Sue. That was it.
Oh, here we go. Will's asking about your new book, Pete. So,
so we put a book out actually in February, which was book 3 of our Eden series. And so now I'm up here at the North 40 Writing Shack, and I'm working on a spin-off series for the same event in a different part of the country. So, and actually, Russ, do we have the promo for book 3? Do we get that sent out?
roll that beautiful bean footage.
Pick up all 3 of the Eden series on Amazon.com.
There you go. So you can pick up
Tiny Tooch at the end.
Cool.
That might have been Tiny Tooth.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
So look, Eden Emery has book 1. So yeah, we are working on a spinoff series. We're halfway done with the first book in that, and then optimistically, now no promises, but before I leave the North 40 Writing Shack, we'll have at least a good portion of book 4 of the Eden series done. But that's being very optimistic. So we'll see.
Wow.
CA says he just finished book 3 tonight, and apparently I left him with a cliffhanger. I don't know what you're talking about, Corey.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting caught up in messages.
That's all right.
Just go through tonight.
So-
Mhm.
I'm just starting, right? I can't even say anything yet other than, I'm like 20 pages in or something. 33 pages in. But so far, I'm already.
Took him 3 weeks to read that. Yeah.
Hey, it was 3.5. Okay. No, but there's already a couple of things in there that, that strike close to home. And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna like this one.
Absolutely. So we'll get a transcript in Hebrew for you if you want, Emery. Maybe it'll go quicker. I don't know. Maybe.
I can do
The Yiddish edition
with an Israeli accent.
That would be awesome.
The whole thing.
We are taking auditions for the Audible on the entire series. So
That would be hilarious. That'd be so good.
You do great at that.
Hey, we've already had that idea before with some of John Mullen's books. He's a good friend of ours, Maxog veteran. So
hardcore.
think of that, Pete. The Eden series done by the Tactical Rifleman crew in audiobooks.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear Melissa's voice being done by Sue. What you guys good? That sounds great. That sounds like an award winner there.
Oh my God!
Hey, I can go.
Crossing over into that transgenderism there.
I can go into a higher octave.
But I'll always see your face, no matter what. So, but we are actually taking auditions, and we'd like to get all 3 of the Eden series on Audible by the end of the year. So that is happening.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
And that was a good thing about Mountain Readiness. Also, is I got to pick the brain of course, Chris, who's one of the best in the business. Franklin Horton was there, and they were just giving me all kind of advice on how to go through stuff, which they always do. Very rarely do I not take their advice, but yeah, it's just one of those things where you get to network and you get to learn something, whether you're a vendor or just someone attending for one day. It's an awesome event.
Well,
Yeah,
all of you
Appreciate that, guys.
All of you need to take your books to an artist and an illustrator and make comic book series out of them. So idiots like Emery will actually read them. Yeah,
it still won't work. It's okay.
I'm actually right now exploring the what it's going to take to turn my book series into graphic novels. We're
awesome.
starting that process right now. So,
hey guys, I think that's an excellent idea. That's where Walking Dead came from. And look how many years it's been a series now. Yeah, and all it's been on.
Yeah, I've
Absolutely.
got some guys I'm working with now that are for illustrators, and then they know how to do this, so I'm working with them, and we're putting together how this happens, and so it'll be an interesting project. Hopefully, we get it done. It's not how long this will take. A lot of illustrations,
yeah.
apparently. A lot of drawing,
Mhm.
but not for me. I don't draw. So, just catching up.
T draws. He's got the draw.
No, T draws. There's a big
Exactly.
You got to draw. Actually, my brother does draw. Actually, I've showed.
Yeah,
Chris
your
some
brother's
of his artwork.
fantastic.
He's actually top notch. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does motorcycles, cars,
Yeah.
paintings.
His
Actually, when
brother's
you walk into Fort Dix McGuire Air Force Base there in Jersey, the mural that is on the wall there, he did. So, which was pretty cool.
What a talented family. Now, at Mountain Readiness, T, you even got up on stage and belted out a Bon Jovi song, didn't you?
That never happened.
I may have video that says otherwise. Let me just say that.
I don't believe that's ever happened.
If you have a video,
mm-hmm. No problem. Just watch the Eden Army podcast Friday night, 8 p.m. and you might see that video.
Oh my God! Yeah, just play the whole thing. Just let it run. There you go. Yes, I like it.
It was a good time. That band, it was crazy. I was trying to find like a bluegrass, newgrass band. Everybody was booked up, and all of a sudden I found them dudes, and they're all 90s hair band rock, glam rock, and I was like, man, I dig some Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses and stuff. Why not? And so, if you're going to be the most diverse gathering there is, how can you not have a glam rock band on top of, homesteaders and tactical guys? I mean, you might as well just go the extremes of every direction. So that's
they
what
were
we
awesome.
did.
They were awesome.
It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
This fall, let's get Emery to cover all of Cyndi Lauper songs. He's hilarious.
I have to admit, I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you do. You're the one running around saying girls like to have fun. Yeah, that's you.
You're the one running around.
They do.
Oh my God. So Emery, have you got your ticket to France yet?
Not only do I have my ticket to France, but I'm here at Carl's right now prepping. And Sue, I don't know why Sue's angry. Sue's never not angry, but I know we have to.
He's awake.
Sue, I am sorry, brother. I really want you to be there with us.
I am totally jealous.
It is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and we are literally going to parachute out of a C-47 that was there on D-Day into the beach or onto the beaches of Normandy.
Wow!
And that's exciting. Not the beaches, a little beyond the beaches, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and I'll get to practice my French a little bit.
There you go.
Ooh la la! You lucky. Yeah. You guys are lucky.
Yeah. I think all the French you really need to know is "I surrender." I mean, right? I mean, at the end of the day,
no, that's not the French I need to know. They might need to. I don't need to know that part.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All my French fans.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All your French fans.
Yeah.
I will say this. Man. I will say this, Emery. At the tracking class this morning, I was whining about it to Charlie Williams, and Charlie Williams is like, "Well, it's a good thing they didn't clear you medically for jumping because you go back to France, the French Foreign Legion is going to put you back.
Roll you up."
I still owe them a few years.
Yeah, like
you know what?
I mean,
they check your passport.
Too old for prison, man.
Two legionnaires walk up and be like,
medical.
Yeah,
that would make a great tactical rifleman video on YouTube.
Yes.
As well. Can you imagine me doing a podcast from the French Foreign Legion jail in Corsica? That would be awesome.
That would be so good. Corsica again. That would be so good. I just think it would be awesome to see you at customs, flying into France and they got your passport and just these two legionnaires walk up. Just like, you're like, oh fuck, they really meant that shit.
Yeah, even Troy's Gate couldn't prepare me for that. I'd piss all over myself.
At least you could piss all over them. Just saying.
Yeah.
So,
My God. Let's see.
Yep. Yeah, Sue, we're gonna miss you there, brother. And I wish all of you guys were going with us.
There you go, Sue. Will's asking about the
the
roosters.
roosters.
The
The
infamous
roosters.
Oh, the roosters. So we didn't put them in Carl's camper,
No.
but they did go underneath, and that was not my doing, by the way. But they did go underneath Chris and Mel's camper,
And that was
and
their
they didn't
doing.
even wake up.
Fuck no. We didn't hear shit. I'm in there with my AC running. I got my under my blankets. Yeah.
Yeah, I did get a report on the roosters. They're still alive and well, and they're spoiled as hell. Yeah.
Already.
The roosters live on, man. What a lucky break. This is what y'all missed at Mountain Readiness if you did not go. We had free range roosters. I mean, it was insane, man. These roosters. And then, of course, Amber fed them in my side-by-side. It's raining. So she's like, I gave them some feed in your side-by-side where they would say dry, and so they could shit all over everything.
Everywhere.
So at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's the sentiment. That was the sentiment everybody at Mountain Readiness. Fuck
Yeah,
those
Pretty
roosters.
much. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
He rolls up his truck with his 2 hog-tied roosters. And, I mean, I think he stepped out and shut the door, and one of them was loose already. Like,
Yep. Yeah, they were supposed to be butchered, and somehow now they're living the life of luxury.
And they have names. One's Henry and one's Joe. That's hilarious.
Right. I should have named him like Will Smith. It's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and his husband, the bald guy, whoever that dude was. Yeah, I mean, his wife. My bad.
I think Sue and Emery would have been good names for those 2 cocks. I mean, chickens.
Right.
Hey,
They're going to fight each other.
We're pretty big.
Hey,
dogs.
I thought
There
they
was
were
a lot of
bantams.
cockfighting.
I thought they were bantams. You know, the little.
Yeah. No, those were they were mean. They fought all the time too. They were all the time. They would hang out with each other, but they fought the entire time. Yeah, they did everywhere. Sucked. Cleaning that all up. Took me a half hour to get that clean.
Shoveling chicken shit. Yeah, I think that was aimed at you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's aimed at me for sure. Well, I could redirect that to Carl, really, but Carl decided to put the all the prone stuff in the women's AR class there, which was at first I was like, really, dude? Really? You're gonna go there? And he was like, yeah. And then I realized, like, dude, why wouldn't you?
It was a brilliant
ladies on the wet ground for a little bit? They got up and they were just like super jazzed. They're like, yes, this is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they dug it.
Probably one of the most awesome classes.
Yeah.
One of the most awesome classes was that right there, seeing all the ladies leaving versus when they filed in. When everybody filed in, they were very meek and unsure. And then at the end of it, total empowerment, covered in mud and dirt, probably some of those rooster shit over there. But nevertheless, they had a great time. I thought that was awesome. And talking with some of the ladies afterwards, they were like, this was the best thing I've ever done in my life. I was like, that's awesome. That's what it's about right there.
There you go. Hell yeah.
It was the greatest ploy I've ever seen. Talk about a special forces way of having a wet T-shirt contest. Haven't seen one of those since the 80s. It was awesome.
Can't believe they fell for it.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, you knew somebody was gonna.
Yeah, might as well be Sue.
That really wouldn't have made a difference because it was raining the whole damn time anyway.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Prone or otherwise. And everybody was like all about, you could see in the beginning, people are like, before your clothes get like pretty soaked and you're like, this is going to suck. And then once you just like kind of submit to the water and you go, all right, it's going to suck.
I can't get any more wet.
Yeah.
No, at a certain point, you can't get any more wet. I had already accepted the fact that I had trench foot, by day 3 of that shit. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's funny when you're in the weather like that, you go from that trying to avoid it for as long as possible, And then just comes acceptance. You're like, yeah, all right. I'm
Jump
just
right
gonna be
down
wet.
in the puddle and waller around it.
It never bothers me to get rained on, but some people act like that shit's acid or something.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Having windshield time going down the road, and I think T's a genius. I mean, he can use a lot of the film out there of everybody being wet as kind of, a rebellious people. Everybody's wet and muddy and everything. It's like the 2024 version of Woodstock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except T was up on stage, not Jimi Hendrix. Right.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Are you experienced?
Uh,
I need my glow sticks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Glow sticks.
That's May 2025. I will have glow sticks on the stage, just so everybody knows in advance.
We're gonna have a rave out there.
Yeah, we're gonna do a rave this time.
No.
We'll just do a rave.
No.
Yeah,
boy.
he's also going to wear his yoga pants. His rave
Ooh.
yoga pants. The
Oh,
pastel pink.
spandex shorts. Maybe spandex shorts. Go with the spandex.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
the
the-
same thing.
I'll be busy that
He
weekend.
said, "Oh wow, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it to that."
Yeah.
It sucked for those of us
okay.
tent camping,
That's
especially with
okay,
kids.
Emery. That's okay, Emery. I'm gonna knit a halter top for the tattoo of the boobs on your back.
I'm gonna wear a T-back, but backwards if we're doing it. Then if we're
Right.
gonna go
I
that
hate
way.
to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
It's like-
By the way, I think for next year, all of us have to grow mullets. How's that?
oh my goodness.
All right, I'll see what I can do, man. Get my Joe Dirt on.
Get my Joe Dirt off.
All right, I'm in.
Shit. That's too funny.
Now, Emery, you already cut your hair. You were supposed to do a mohawk for your jump into Normandy. What happened with that idea?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
shucks, I forgot.
Yeah,
Oh shucks, I forgot.
Definitely
Now I
need
cut
the
my hair.
mohawk.
It's too late.
need a
Too late
mohawk.
You
Yeah,
need
I
a
was-
mohawk
I
and a
was-
war
You're
paint.
gonna have to glue it on. You're gonna have to glue it on, Emery.
Well,
So
I'm jumping with a helmet anyway, but
Well, speaking of Emery, he made us one night, and I've been fiending for it. It's like crack. This Turkish coffee thing you made for us around the campfire
yeah.
one night. Holy crap, man! I need to
Awesome.
listen. You can sit in on one of my classes as long as you teach me how to make that Turkish coffee. How's that sound?
first of all, you got yourself a deal.
Perfect.
Second of all, I got to tell you that Israeli military culture is very, very heavy on. I don't know why my camera's going in and out. That's the iPad.
That's kind of cool, though.
It
But
is.
Very
Israeli
cool.
culture is military culture is very much revolves around that as your social gathering within your team. You go hang out with another team, you're going to sit there and make Turkish coffee together, and then you sit and smoke a cigarette, drink some coffee, and you become friends.
Absolutely.
And third, I have a video of the entire process that I have to put together of
It's
how to
true.
make the coffee. It just has to be heavily edited because of Carl, Emery, and Sue. So once I get that done and I put it all together, it will be released. I'll release an unedited version, and then of course the edited version for the
I was
other
going to say,
platforms.
just
Yeah,
just leave
that'd
all
be
this,
cool.
leave all this stupid in.
I'm still.
It was amazing. It was an awesome time.
I'm still thinking about the fire pit, because when I bought that solo and I brought it out to Harmony and I threw it on the ground and I looked down and like Mel was standing beside me and I was like, this will not be nearly big enough for Carl Erickson. And he's out there. I got that picture of him with that log cabin built on top of that fucking
Sticking
solo
out of it.
The shit
3
was
feet
high,
long out of the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I even learned.
It looked like a funeral pyre for a Viking warlord.
Yeah. Should have
It must be something in the name.
Pushing that off into the Ganges, That's
Some of that Erickson. It's that Erickson blood. No, and I learned from the awesome Susan Britcher from Australia, Tim Tam Slam. Did not even know
Tim
that
Tam
was his
Slam.
name on coffee. That was amazing, to say the least.
Yeah.
I had 2 left of the package she got me. And I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to try that. And I'm going to do that with coffee in the morning. Amber ate them. I'm like, where's my Tim Tams at? She's like, oh, they were so good. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I had those saved for a specific reason.
Wait.
You
hold
fucked
on.
them up.
matter.
You
They're
didn't
gone.
even eat them right. You know?
So if she ate them, did she just like eat them like
She
a
just
heathen?
ate them.
Like an
Like
animal.
a heathen ate them like a
Heathen.
heathen.
Like
In that
an
case,
animal.
that's not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay.
It's not okay. She like opened the package, pulled them directly out of the package and down the hatch.
That's not
I
okay.
chastised her. I said, how dare you? I mean, shit, yeah. It was horrible. It was horrible. And so then I couldn't share the Tim Tam Slam with her because we had no Tim Tams. So
She ruined it.
yeah, I should have done the Tim Tam Slam with her head, but you know, she's feisty. So
Tim
Bite off
slam
his
on her
burger
head.
and slurp some out the train.
That'll went over great with Amber.
yeah.
You can take a woman out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the woman.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh my god.
If you guys have never hung out with Sue and Emery around a campfire, they're like two old women that go back and forth. They're married couple. It's something else, man.
Sue, why the hell does everybody say that?
Because it's
I
true.
mean,
What do you mean?
It is what it is, man. Yeah, accept it, embrace it.
Well, and here you go. I just checked for you, T. You can get Tim Tams on Amazon.
Susan is supposed to be hooking me up. It's not right if I get it off Amazon.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the same.
I think it's correct. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Now, did anybody try her kangaroo jerky? I'm not a fan. I don't think the kangaroo.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I ate it.
I love it.
I thought it was
That was
decent.
I thought it was dried rat. It was like a big rat. It was horrible.
Well, that's
It's like a
literally
big
Did you say
what
like a
it is.
big rat?
It's literally a big rat.
It is a big rat.
It really is. It really is a big rat.
It's like a possum on steroids.
I have a picture I'll share with you here. I took of the infamous Sue as well, and he comes walking up. He says, "Hey, take a picture of this. This is how I'm going to steal your wife." And so I took a picture of it, and of course she was, law enforcement. And this is the picture. I don't know if you can see that or not. He's holding a thing of donuts, is what he's got in his hand.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got a thing of donuts right there. It says Duncan across the top. He's like, "This is how I'm going to steal your wife."
That's right.
And
she loved it. Sue gets away with it.
She said, "Yeah, thanks for the donuts. Now do you know how to build a barn? That's all I care about."
That is what she said. He was like, "I was hoping for to be the pool boy," and she was like, "Nope, I need a barn for more animals."
Well, Sue can always say stuff like that too because he knows it's never going to work.
Found it, Pete.
Oh, that's a firefighter, buddy. He's piece of
That's
work.
another hose monkey.
He's a
So
piece
that's
Another hose dragger, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Pumper monkey.
So I just put up the links. If anybody wants to put a deposit down on the after Fallout Troy's Gate experience. So there's only 12 students. I think 20% of that's already been taken up. So we're cutting it off at 12. I need to have a little span of control there. So 12 students. That's all we're going to do. So there's 9 or 10 left.
I'll come AI if you want to open it up to more people.
Absolutely. I'm not going to stop people from putting a deposit down. So we can get as many
I'll come AI.
instructors out. Yeah.
At the end of the day, guys, remember, all y'all people out there, there's only so much room up top. They can push it out a little bit, but get your spot because you are getting a ridiculously good deal just based off of what Troy's Gate charges for your daily fee. You're catching another day of training on top of it, and it's cheap. I'm telling you, you're saving a lot of money by doing
and
this.
that's how much I value that experience. I don't want to make $1 on it. I want people to go through a basic how to handle your firearm and then put you to a stress test. Okay, now that you've gone through basics, now you might realize that you might need to take a little more advanced stuff, and you get the Troy's Gate experience with that. It's a no-brainer in my opinion, but we know how training goes in the past. It's
That'd be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Here's
Like I
some-
said, I'll AI for you, dude. If you need it, so you can open up for more students. I'll
Okay.
AI, and we can work together on it, get more people in there. What were you gonna
Okay.
say,
Well,
T?
Well, look, guys,
need-
the that training right there too, guys, and I'm not going to say who it was, all right, but there was a college that when the police would be going through their law enforcement training, they were sending the students to Troy's Gate, all right. They quit doing it because half the class was just quitting after going through Troy's Gate, right, guys?
Really?
That's how realistic this
Academy.
training is. So they shut it down. Now think about that for a second. Why would we ever want to employ police who crap themselves in a real life situation, right? I think it's sickening to say the least. But on the other side of this, that's how good this training is. Like they shut it down because they couldn't keep any students because they're like, nope, I don't want to do this for a living. You know, just throwing that out there. That's how good this stuff is. You're getting 2 days for that price. Awesome deal.
Yeah, I think it's.
and to caveat that, it is a real life experience because remember you're looking at role players on a reflective target, so your brain is instilling that into your database as a true memory, and you think that that's an actual memory. That's what your brain thinks anyway.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
there's just nothing like it. I've never run across any kind of realistic training like it. If you got the right, and Emery and I have known about this for years now, and this network with what we brought T over there, about 9 months ago, 10 months, but I think this is the perfect network, like Chris was saying, to get this out to the public and say, hey, yeah, this is the reality of it. So it helps guys like, especially instructors like Emery and Pete, to say, okay, now you've gone through this experience. Let's give you the techniques to control your, not only control your emotions, but control your mechanical reactions. Because that's all Pete and Emery are doing on that flat range, is trying to get you to think mechanically through training. When you're scared shitless, you're gonna react to your training.
And you're right. And what it did, Emery, and probably you'd be the same way, but it validated my training that I've been doing for so long. Watching the video of me unholstering and going to full display without even knowing it, and looking at the technique without even realizing I did it, I was like, okay, now I'm not leading students in the wrong direction. As long as they practice this, they are going to react. And they're I know we all hate this, but that muscle memory will be there for them. So I like it. It was great.
Yeah, you're super correct, and you hate saying muscle memory, as do I. So let me kind of expand on that just a couple of sentences. What you're trying to do on the range, and we do have a lot of things where we induce stress, emotional stress, physical stress, whatever, but what you're trying to do in all your range training is make a correct subconscious action, right? A correct subconscious action. And that's right, also known as the process of myelinating a correct action, right? So by creating a new neural pathway, I'm throwing out all the key words here, right? So you're myelinating this action, creating a situation where the gun draws itself and it points itself exactly where it needs to be. The grip closes itself the way it needs to be, with the pressure where and to the degree that it needs to be, et cetera, so that your brain in that situation, when you're already freaked out, you're already adrenally activated, right? All these things happen. Your brain can go from tachypsychia, there's another term, right? Where the altered perception of time. You're going from, oh my God, that was a blur, I don't know what the hell happened. The more you can train under conditions of elevated adrenal response, the more you can morph that into everything went slow motion. Gun came up. I had time to make my decision. Shoot, don't shoot, whatever, talk them off the tree. That's kind of, and then you don't forget, you have to review that video. You have to critique yourself and be really, really picky with yourself. And then you fine tune exactly those things on the range. You go back to the range, or you go back to the shoot house, or you go back to whatever, thing you need to work on. And now you have a list that you can work on. And this goes back to what Russ was saying earlier before the show started on shooting on indoor ranges, right? So you can go from there, and nobody likes going to indoor ranges, but there are things that even there you can train that will help you out exactly in that scenario, right? You just have to be aware of what parts you have to work on.
Or Emery, dry firing. If you dry fire all the time, right, you're going to the comparison and Emery just went through this, and I'll let him finish this out. But this comparison, Emery and I have been skydivers. You know, I got Emery into skydiving, and every time we're on our way up to jump out of an airplane, we're going through the motions. Okay, what happens if my parachute doesn't deploy? What reactions do I have? Because you're on such an adrenaline rush, you don't feel that parachute employ. You're automatically going into cutting away and deploying the reserve. And that's all you're doing by dry firing or working on that flat range, is you're creating a mechanical response to an adrenaline saturated situation.
100%.
Yep. And like you said, Emery, earlier, with looking at those videos, go to the range with a purpose. I'm going to train this now. Or stand in front of a mirror with a purpose. I'm going to work on my draw. I'm going to look at myself drawing that firearm over and over. It doesn't cost anything. You're in your house in front of a mirror. You know, and
let's refine that. How about this? How about let's make this statement? Don't go to the range without a purpose and a plan. How about that?
100%. 100%. Oh, and that's what I tell all of my students, because I can't tell you how many people come out to my range just to throw lead and hear the noise. Meanwhile, they wasted $100 in ammunition and they didn't gain anything from it, right?
And worst case is that they're just reinforcing bad habits.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a great question over there, Brian, but that's Brandon, that's one that's going to take some time for us to answer. So I want you to come back to next week's podcast and ask that same question, because I don't have time to get into all that right now, because I got to get off because I'm sitting here in pain. I got to go do something else, y'all. So, Pete, you got anything you want to close out with for this week?
No, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your expertise. Thanks for having me on tonight. And I look forward to getting with Emery and Sue and T again, and you, Chris, and learning more stuff. I mean, you're never too good to learn more stuff, right? And that's what I take the opportunity anytime I get together with you guys. So I appreciate you, and thank you for having me tonight.
Likewise, brother. And you know what? It was awesome having you out at our class too. Hanging out and checking it out. And we got to discuss some things. That was really fun. I can't wait to train with you, man.
Absolutely. Look forward to it, Emery.
Awesome. T, you got anything?
Yeah, man. Of course, great hanging out with all you guys. Pete, always good to talk to you, brother. That class, guys, look, I've been there to Troy's Gate 13 times and counting. And I will tell you, hands down, even the classroom part of it is just as fulfilling. I'm going to tell you, these guys have sunk a ridiculous amount of money into everything in the background of this. I mean, they've went deep into it. So you will get your money's worth. And of course, the same thing, training with these guys right here are awesome. Putting all these people together and networking together, that's what this is about. We are doing amazing things here with you guys right here, bringing all this together as one network. People, the future holds great things for training. That's all. That's what I want to end it with.
Amen, brother. Sue, what do you got, man?
Yeah, I just want to caveat that. I mean, none of us are making a whole lot of money off of any of this. I mean, I'm sitting in the truck stop parking lot,
trying to make some money,
trying to make
a couple dollars
3 times over so I can get the gas money to go home. But we try to pass those savings on to everybody. But absolutely, everybody just take the training that we're suggesting to you, because it's an experience in life that you'll never forget, and you'll carry it wherever you go. I promise you.
Yeah.
Yes,
for sure. All right, Emery, and will you be around next week or
nope?
How long do we have you for?
You know what? I'll see. I may or may not be able to make next week, but I'm not sure exactly what day we have to fly to France to start off this whole Normandy invasion thing. And then I will say this, I'll be careful about this, but I will probably be gone for a little bit. I love everybody. I'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
Hells yes.
We'll be waiting for you, brother. We'll be waiting for you.
Hey, Emery, just join the French Foreign Legion for one day. I dare you. I dare you.
For one fucking day.
You know,
All right.
dude,
One
I'm all about it, just not quite on this timing.
Yeah.
right.
All right, y'all. You guys know the drill. Be good at it. And Emery, take care. Stay safe, brother. I'll be talking to you anyway.
Feel better.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me close this out. None of you guys like this, but you know what? I love you guys.
Oh, we love you, brother.
How do they do that? Like that? I don't quite know that. How, that's it right there. Like,
Is that the one? I thought it was more like this.
He's struggling to make his little heart.
yeah.
There
I'm
you
used
go.
to-
The heart.
Anyway.
Fucking stew.
And that's a wrap.
That's this.
Guys,
What's that?
Just stand up.